try and tell you a little bit about some of our
Good morning and welcome to the Dutch Spotted Sheep Society show at the Great Yorkshire show. We have an excellent turnout today. We've got 159 entries from 24 exhibitors in the catalogue this morning, competing under Chris Johnston from County Tyrone. He's got a good show, and looking through all the pens and seeing the preparation going at the minute. There's some cracking sheep coming through. Chris is no stranger to the show rings. The Johnstown flock was established in 2022 when Chris was looking for an easy lamb, trouble-free pedigree breed to run alongside his limousines, his British Blues and his commercial herds. His flock currently runs 15 top quality ewes with flock replacements carefully selected. He keeps the quality where he wants it. Only in the very best rams are sold for the breeding, and the farm stocks 150 commercial Texels Charlotte cross ewes, which are put to the Dutch spotted rams, producing really strong lambs, ideal for the heavyweight prime market in the Northern Ireland. As well as his pedigree cattle, Chris also carries out embryo transfer work for himself and other farmers from his own yard. Past Dutch spotted sheep jobs he's done. He did the Carlisle Premier Breed Sale, and he did the Carrick on Shannon sale in Southern Ireland, as well as a number of shows, summer shows in Northern Ireland. So judging the Yorkshire would be definitely top of his list. When his potential champion, what he's looking for his champions, what he said to us, was good conformation, broad nozzle, sharp ears, eyes, good skin, and he likes his spotty with clean colours. Well, looking at what's in the pens, he's going to be delighted with what's there. So we're just waiting for the first class to walk in. So the first class of the day is the Rams 2 shear and over. We've got 10 entries in this one. So I'm just going off the catalogue numbers here. We've got Messrs Dean, Messrs Farm, Messrs Hardin, Messrs Hill, Messrs Horton, Joneses, Reeds, Spencers and Stanfords in this class. So here we go, first class here. So just while John gets himself in the ring, we'll see this cracking view from the back of here. Look at the uniformity across all these rams. So like we had last show at the Royal Highland, we're going to try and update the graphics on the bottom as we go, with either the names or the ear tags or the show catalogue. We'll keep you updated with all the results throughout the whole show. So as you can see, Chris is taking his first look down the line. He's just working out what he wants. Again, like we said, he's looking for them broad muzzles, sharp eyes, sharp ears, eyes, and a good skin. Well, I think we can see from the cameras right there, he's got his work cut out this morning. As you can see, we've got 10 entries in this class. So I reckon he's going to give every single exhibitor a good attention, check all these checks that he needs to do. Give all these exhibitors are putting a lot of hard work, a lot of effort to get into these to the shows like this. It's such an incredible achievement just to get to the show, never mind be placed. So, I'll keep reminding you all about how hard working these exhibitors have done off throughout the day. You might recognise some faces on the live stream. So as you can see, the Dutch spotted breed continues to go from strength to strength, and today's entries definitely reflect the growing popularity in the breed. It's already 9 o'clock and the ringside is already getting really busy. So it's definitely the highlight of the show today. People are desperate to see these Dutch spotted. So Chris has had his first look down the line. He's checked everyone, comparing each one to each other. He's making sure that it's the qualities that he's looking for are here. So as you can see, these ram classes provide a great opportunity to identify the breeding sires for the future. And it's clear to see the tremendous depth throughout the whole lineup. So what we're doing now is John just gently pans round. There we go. So what he's doing, same as last time, he's just comparing the two, comparing them against each other. Seeing how they walk, seeing how they are on all four legs. We'll try and get you a shot of of these rams here. Yeah, so most important eyes today is Chris's eyes. As long as he can see what's happening and see what he likes, I'm sure he'll be quickly to pick his top out of here. There you go, he's picked out one of his first selections. I think that's Lara that's been picked out there. Oh, one's escaped, one wants to be with his friend. And we'll just follow Chris there as he keeps tapping out his first selection.
Morning, Martin. See you, Martin.
So he's just picking out his last few and making sure which ones he prefers. He's not hanging around with his selections here. Again, remember this is just his first selection. So he's just pulling them out how he wants them just for now. And then no doubt you'll compare the two, his top ones straight away. So there we go, that's his first selection done in his first lineup. So now he's going to go and check them over. So by the looks of it, he's lined them right to left. So again, he's just checking the skins. He's comparing the top two. Now he's looking at the top three. I think that's Dave from Cannon Hall there. I wonder where the TV cameras are. He's just making the last final few thoughts. There we go, he's just talking to the stewards. That's it. And I think, from what I can see, that was 1-2-4-1 from the reeds. So Lara will be happy with that. Followed by 1-2-3-6 from the farm. And then 1-2-3-5 from the Cannon Hall farm. So that's great. I'll add these results into the ticker. So we're already on to class 2, which is class 634, which is the ram shearlings. There's 13 entries for this class. Again, we've got entries from the Barnes, from the Farm family, Harding family, Hill family, Horton family, the Jacksons, Marses, the Pattersons, Roberts, Simpsons, Stanford, and Whitefords. So you'll recognise a couple of names and a couple of people who are at the Royal Highland, and they're here today. It does make a difference this year when we've actually got the numbers, so we can get the results quicker to you. So again, it'll be the same kind of process. You'll have his first wander down, check what he thinks, see how he likes them. You check the skins, check the eyes, check the teeth, and the broad muzzle, and then he'll and then once he's had his first look, he'll put them into that pen again, around the side, let them walk next to each other. It's a good, really good way of comparing each ram, the size of them, what he's looking for, the conformation. Good set of legs in all four corners. And it's good that the stewards are keeping on, making sure that they've all got the numbers on them when they're coming into the ring. So as you can see from that camera angle, you can look across the uniformity, across the board there. The thing is, the Dutch Spotted is just so iconic, isn't it, with its spotty colours. And the ringside is absolutely heaving now. It's so busy. I think there's some bits with 2 deep, 3 deep at some bits. So I think that's them all in now. By the looks of it, there's only 10 in this one, so a couple haven't come in, and that's all. That always happens. You never really fully know until you're actually in the ringside. Again, all about bringing the very best. So these are the shearling rams. So they're a year younger than the last class. As you can see, Chris is having a right good look down the line. Wonder which one's caught his eye straight away. So as you can see, Chris is just working his way down the line. So again, he's checking the skin, checking the muscles, making sure everything's all intact. So you just saw there, he was just checking the skins between the two. Just feeling by comparison, just having that touch. So, some of these exhibitors have been here since before we turned up at 6. They'll be here at about 5 in the morning, just making sure that these sheep are in the best condition they can be. Doing all the finishing touches. Because the thing is, it's not just how the sheep look, it's how the exhibitors present them. It's all that training they've put in for over the years. And there's a very noisy British Rouge behind me that likes to be on the commentary. As I was saying, there's just lots of prep going to these sheep, and it's all about the exhibitors as well and how they present these rams to give the judge the very best. It is certainly a skill and a half to do. Oh, here he is. Wayne's joined the gang. He's come to get his photographs. Just as Chris is down the bottom end, we'll just show him there now. Right, on you, Don. Just nice and slow. So, he's let them off, and he's, again, they've gone straight into that pen. These sheep know exactly what they're doing. I think Wayne's just joined himself in there. Stick him in the Grand National, have you heard of that fence? So again, this is all about the judge just comparing the two together, all of them together, seeing how they walk, seeing out their conformation, and just checking how they are. And that one's certainly got plenty of vigour. So it is a lot cooler today. I think it was quite hot yesterday. Let's promise the sunshine. Shorts and t-shirt. There we go. So it looks like Jack's been pulled forward in the first place there. Provisionally for now. And Chris is just making his next selection for his provisional second place and provisional third. Again, it's not confirmed final until he hands out them rosettes. So we like to keep you giving the best shots that we can at the show. And it's almost even get a better view than actually being at the show on this live stream. With John with his working his magic. Chris is having a right good think about this. He's not sure which one he wants to pick next. Giving him certainly plenty to think about. There we go. That's it. That's him made his decision. So again, he'll just he'll go up to the top of that line, just see how they stand in, and you'll just visually compare the two, and then he'll probably check them as well. Check his top 3 and his top 6. At the Royal Highland, we had a few last-minute moves with Will. We'll see if Chris is the same. But I think he seems pretty set on that top line there. He's just gone down to the bottom of the ring just now and just making sure he's absolutely happy with his selection. There you go, he's put his crook down. He's just having a quick last minute check, make sure that he's happy with his champion. Nearly got bowled over by some Hampshires there in the ring next to us. Chris is just checking with his second and third options there. You can see him comparing the two. Just making sure that he's happy with his decision. Decisions like this is makes and breaks for these exhibitors at shows like this, so they'll do absolutely everything they can to get higher up and get that next rosette higher. There we go, and Jack takes first place. And we're just looking at trying to find the numbers for the next two. So we're on to class number 3 now, which is class 635, which is the Ram Lamb class. So these were born this year and had to be bred by the exhibitor. And it's a big class in this one. There is 30 entries in the Ram Lamb class. So I think Chris might take us a little bit longer to do this class. So what he'll probably do is he'll probably have a first look down both lines, and then he will pull out his first batch, and then move on just to half the numbers, make his job a little bit easier. But in classes like this, it's always good to remember how much effort every single one of these exhibitors has put in to be a part of this show. And as you can see there, John's got a lovely shot of the 2 lines of sheep. Chris has set his work cut out here on this one. So we'll just let them get all settled, let the stewards take all everybody's numbers, make sure everybody's here that needs to be here, and then Chris will start his work. So we'll just go over the last class's top 3, which was in first place was 1256, and that was from Jack Whiteford. And then second was 1251, and that was from the Marses family. And then third was 1252 from the Patsons. So going off a quick maths, we've got 25 actually in the ring, and Chris is just cracking on. He's having his first look down the lines. So he's got plenty to choose from here. I wonder which he's taking his fancy straight away. I'm sure he'll keep them cards to his chest for now. So just while Chris is working his way through these ram lamb classes, we've got 25 forward in this class. We've got 30 on the thing, but that was from the catalogue, but actually it's 25. It's one of the strongest classes of the day, and it definitely gives us a glimpse into the next generation of the Dutch spotted genetics. And it's always good to, when you're watching the live stream, to see what's actually out in the market. So when you're coming to buy your tups in the back end of the year, your notes on the market, you can see exhibitors, might be able to see what's available. Not just these ram lambs, the shaling rams and the aged rams as well. It's all about improving your flock, improving your farm, streamlining your farming processes, and by doing that it's by having the best genetics. So it's all about having a look at these exhibitors, seeing what they're offering, see how their rams could fit into your flock and improve your flock. A lot of farmers will use the Dutch spotted as a terminal sire and use them against crosses against other breeds and produce a really nice lamb. So as you can see the uniformity right across these two lines here now. Chris has certainly got his work cut out here. He's just making sure everybody gets their time and gets their ram looked at properly. Again, like I said earlier, it takes a hell of a lot of effort to get to this point, so every single one of these deserves the time to show off their very best of their genetics, their very best rams, and just take pride in what they do. For a lot of people, this is a week away from the farm, meeting friends, chatting away, showing off the best, competing with their mates. Of course, they all want the rosettes, but it's good to get off the farm. It's good to chat and mingle and socialise, and shows like this is just at the pinnacle of farming. There you go. Chris has just had a look at Gemma's there. He's carrying on comparing down. So there you go. He's having a quick chat with the stewards, just chatting them through his process. I think they're just going to talk about how they're going to make their first cut, just to give some space in the ring. I presume that's what he's just checking. And then we'll do the same process that we had for the last two classes, where you'll compare them to as they walk next to each other. But let's see what he comes up with. Thankfully, most of the exhibitors have got their numbers on in this class. So Chris is just pulling out his first pull. He's just doing some last checks. So again, going off his notes that he told us earlier, what he's looking for a sheep with a broad muzzle, sharp ears, good skin. He likes to see a spotted with really nice clean colours. And you can see from the ones that he's pulled forward that he's definitely looking at that. He's definitely looking at the ones he wants. So Chris has pulled his first lineup. His top 10 are here. So, and is it 9? Oh, there's 9. I can't count. Looks like Lara's at the top again. She's been pulled forward at the top. So Chris is going to have a quick check. He's just going to make sure that he's just looking at Lara's once again. I'll have a quick look at the number. What was that, John? So 1275 in currently provisional first. So 1286 was in provisional second there. And 1260 was in third provisionally. So we'll see now he compares them as they're walking together. John's giving you a great shot there. He's getting busy around this show ring. They're just walking up nicely. All right. So as you can see, he's taking his time to make this decision. He's making sure that he gets it right. It's a lot easier when he makes his first pull and he's only looking at the top 10 of the class. It makes it a lot easier to compare each ram against each other. Seeing how they're walking, how they are on all four legs. Looking at the breed qualities as well. And chatting to people around the ring. They seem to be agreeing with the judge. So it looks like Lara's still held on to that first. It's looked like Lara's held on to that first place, and then Jack's jumped up to the second place provisionally at the minute there. So that's the first four pulled forward there, as you can see on your screen. So he's just making his final checks before he hands out the rosettes. So currently we've got Lara, which is 1275 in first place provisionally, and then we've got Jack Whiteford, which is 1285 in second. I'm just waiting for the number to come across for number 3 at the minute. Again, these are all just provisionals at the minute, right up until he hands out the rosettes. And even the lower place placings are important decisions to make. It's not all just about the top 3. It's all the way down to the top 10. Oh, he's not sure which one between first and second here. Tough competition between Lara and Jack. He's having a quick second look at this. Jack's doing everything he can. Get them ears up. This is a tight call, this is. You can see them how they're both walking really nice together. It's not much between the two there. Tough job here. So by the looks of it, after all that, he's kept the same decision. There we go. That's the rosettes getting handed out. So Lara does take first place with 1275, and Jack takes second place with 1285. We'll just wait for the number of number 3. I think it could be quite a tough competition between Jack and Lara all day today. Like we said, Lara took first place in the Ram 2 shear class, and then Jack took first place in the shearling class, and now Lara's took first place in the Ram Lamb class. So it's definitely a competition between the two there. And there we go. I'll just update these results, and then we are on to the 2 shear U class. So the 2 shear and over, and they must have reared a lamb in this year. On the catalogue there is 17 entries, but we'll do a tally up when they're in the ring. Third place was 1263 Harding. Penny's just sent over the numbers there. So you got Penny's helping us with the numbers. John's in the ring giving us a shout out on the numbers as much as we can. Makes a big difference when we've got the numbers and we can read the results a lot quicker for you. So that's us done with the ram class now until the championships. And now we're on to the U classes. So we start with the aged U at the minute. So this is the 2 shear and over and must have reared a lamb in the current year. We've got on the catalogue, we've got 17 entries, and we've got still last few stragglers coming into the ring. The thing is, a lot of these exhibitors will have had few in the last classes and trying to organise the sheep, get them in and out the ring quickly. It certainly needs a team. It's not just the person in the ring, it's the people doing the clipping, doing the prep beforehand as well, and making sure everything runs fine. It really is a big family team effort for every single one of these exhibitors. So far we've got 9 in the ring. We'll just do a last check, make sure any more coming in, or we'll just go straight on to the show. So again, this is the age U class. There's a really good number of U entries in the catalogue today. And the U shearling class and the U lamb class should be really good to watch. We have apparently on the catalogue 28 entries for the shearling U class, and then we've got 33 for the U lamb class. So there's loads to watch and keep an eye on. Hope you're enjoying the coverage today. And the sheep getting prepped in the background are not too loud and noisy. It is an absolute packed ringside today. I mean, every single ring for all the breeds are absolutely heaving. And what a show for British agriculture this is. Like you can see on the camera, it is absolutely heaving. And quite rightly so. These exhibitors have worked really hard and they should get all the attention that they deserve. Certainly a nice overcast day today. Perfect for the sheep. Not too hot, not too cold. That's the judge. Judge these sheep in the best way they can. So again, we've got some same exhibitors from earlier on. So we've got Jack's back, and then we've got, I think that's Dave from Cannon Hall there. Gemma's in the ring. I'm just looking at the numbers for everybody else. So going off the catalogue, we've got entries from the Brown family, the Farm family, Hill family, Hortons, Jacksons, Mars, Macaulay's, Pattersons, Reeds. I don't think the Reed's in there at the minute. Simpson, Roberts, Stanford and Whiteford. So Chris is making his first whip the line. Again, he's doing the exact same checks as he did with the rams. Checking the conformation, checking the good tight skins, looking for the good sharp ears, making sure that the mouths are correct and the eyes are looking grand. As we said, he's no stranger to the show ring. He has loads of experience across the Northern Ireland. He's also done a Carlisle Premier Sale for the Society in the past. But I bet this show today is one of the best in his Dutch spotted career. So as he's just working through these U classes, it's also good to remember that the strong female lines are the backbone of every successful flock. And as you can already see, the quality is absolutely outstanding. Makes Chris's job a lot harder, but it makes our job a lot easier to watch and enjoy. And the quality is absolutely packed from left to right all the way down this line. It'd be good if the sun just breaks up these clouds just a little bit, just to warm the air up a bit. But it's certainly not put anybody off, this weather. It's absolutely heaving. And what an absolute testament it is to the Great Yorkshire and all the societies to bring so many people here to the sheep ring this morning. So we're in ring 9. That's where we are. So there we go. Just as we did with the rams, Chris lets them all off. Compares them against each other. So once he taps what he wants out first, it'll be the first provisional lineup. And then if it's anything like the last class, you get to certainly think about his 1 and 2. So just because you get pulled first doesn't guarantee that you're going to get that rosette. You got to carry on competing all the way to the very end. So Chris right now, he's just checking each one, just seeing how they walk against each other, how they are in all four corners, how heads up, pointy ears, sharp ears. He's certainly got his work cut out here. Just sheer quality in this class. As you can see from the camera angle, absolute sheer quality. You can see how much work and effort all the exhibitors have put in to make sure that these sheep are in the best condition possible for the show. And that's what you want for your maternal lines in your flock. There you go. Chris has just helped catching that last ewe. Been a little tricky matter, but she's in. So there we go. Chris has made his decision. And we'll just wait for the number for that one, because I've been told it's 3001, but that's not even on my sheet. So we'll get that number for you. And then in Jackson, second place, which was 1303. And then in third place, what? 1289. And in third place was 1289 from the farm family, Cannon Hall. So there you go, it's confirmed. First place was 1301 from the Simpson family. Second place was 1303 from Jack Whiteford. And third place was 289 from the farm family. So now moving on to the Sheila Newlark class. And this is going to be a big class. The amount of movement in behind the scenes of getting all these sheep in is absolutely chaotic. So we've got on the catalogue, we've got 28 entries. So again, no doubt we'll do a first look down the lines. He'll pull forward his top 9 or 10, and then he will run the remaining, see if there's anything that jumps out for him to pull up further forward, and then we'll go from there. But for now, we'll just let all the exhibitors in the ring. Like I said, it's going to be a big class, so Chris is going to take his time. So, as you can see, this is now the Sheila New class with 28 entries, and we've even got 3 lines of Sheila News here. What a fantastic, fantastic show sheep. Uniformity across all the exhibitors here. This is absolutely fantastic to see. Hope it's come across nice and well on the live stream. But the stewards, they're just getting all the numbers, making sure all the numbers are exhibited on them and nice and clear. So hopefully we can help us call out the winner of the class. We were just having a joke off camera that the first Simpsons from the last class had the wrong number on them, so it confused us a little bit, but we got there sorted. So just as the steward is just taking the last numbers there, the judge will then, as again, same format as we've had all day. You'll start one end of the line and just work through every single one of these exhibitors here. He's got a very tough job. Every one of these exhibitors should be really proud of what they're doing and what they've achieved so far. And I wonder if we're going to have another competition between Jack and Lara here. They're both in this one. But then Dave from Cannon Hall, he's had a few third places and a few rosettes, so he could be in it. And then we've got Simpsons as well. So I'll just quickly go through the entries in the catalogue of who's in this class. We've got the Barneses, we've got exhibit Browns, we've got entries from Clark family, the Dean family, the Farm family, the Gillards, the Harding, and we've got entries from the Hills, the Hortons, the Jackson family, another Jacksons, and then we've got the Mars, the Macaulays, the Reeds, Roberts, Simpsons, Smiths, Stanford, Whitaker, Whites, and Whitefords. So some of the absolute top flocks in the country are here today. They are exhibiting the very best. So just while Chris is making his first visual look through the class, I'll just tell you what else is going on in the ring, around the ringside. We've got a lot of prep going on for other breeds as well as the Dutch Spotted. It went absolutely chaotic earlier as the school went through. And kids getting to see the lambs and the sheep and the ewes getting all prepped from all the different breeds. There was a lot of screaming and shouting, and the sheep just weren't even that bothered. They were quite chill, which just shows how grand they are. But what an initiative from the Great Yorkshire Show, getting the schools involved and showing them where the animals come from, the pride and that the exhibitors take in these animals, and just a bit of farming education. So we want more of. And what better way to show them the very best of British farming right here. So by the look of it, Chris has started to make his first pull, which is, he's not taking any time here. He knows what he wants. So just looking at the numbers, one of the first ones Chris pulled forward was 1330, which was one of Jack's pulled forward. And then looking down the list, trying to read the numbers. Oh, Lara's been pulled forward again. Just trying to see the other numbers that have been brought forward. So he's pulled 1323 forward by the looks of it. And he's also pulled 1331. Just having a look straight across the ring to see who else he's pulled forward. Once he's done his first pull and we have a look at the rest of them, it clears up the ring, allows the judge to see the top 10. But if you look at the ones that have been pulled forward, they're still making sure that the sheep is facing the judge. They're still making sure that the judge captures the judge's attention as much as they can. And that just shows great showmanship. So Ali Jackson also got pulled forward by the looks of it, 13-15. 13-16, sorry. So he's just letting these next ones run. So just see if the rest of them can stand out against the competitors to bring forward. So they're going to huddle back into that corner again. And you can see how busy the show ring is. And again, remind you what Chris is looking for. He's wanting good conformation. He's wanting sheep with broad muzzles, sharp ears, great skins, and he likes to see a nice clean spotty colours. I mean, look at that look at the camera there. The uniformity across all them different sheep are absolutely brilliant. Makes Chris's job much harder. He's just having a quick look at what he's pulled forward to see if he's happy with what's been pulled forward, or if he wants to bring one forward. There we go. That's them all gathering them up now. So he's just gonna keep his ones that he pulled forward. He's not going to bring any ones further up into that line. We'll try and get these numbers as best we can to you. So look, you can see them. They're trying to catch all the Chris's attention here. They're all locked in. So currently in first place, provisional is 1330 from the Whitefords. And then we're just trying to get the numbers for the next ones. So in second place we've got 1310 from the farm family. And then we got 1306 from the Brown family in third place at the minute. Again, if there's anything like how Chris has been judging, could be a tight call. Nothing's guaranteed until that result gets handed out. Stiff competition between all of these exhibitors here. Trying to catch the judges' attention, trying to show off their shielding you as best they can. Like, look at that shot there in the camera. You can see the uniformity all the way down that whole line. This is a really tough job for Chris here. But he's been pretty set on his decisions. It seems to be the one that he pulls at the very beginning. Seems to near enough stay in first place all the way. So. Second slot, Mr. Mark Hallam, third to Mr. H. Stenton, Right, so he's going to let them off. And the same process we've had for every single one, as the steward hurdles the fence. Some coming down this way. Coming to me, John. That was a rubbish transition from me, but I've got to do something. So if you're just joining us, you can see the class results on the bottom of your screen, and the top 3 of each class, just to keep you informed as the show goes on. And of course, after the show, we'll have all the class results. And it's all confirmed. Penny's been gathering the ear tags and class numbers and exhibitor numbers, so she's been working hard after each class to get all them. Oh, we've had a change. We had a change in his first pick.
So stepping up Group 3 results for the carries.
So 1306 has gone up to first. So it just shows that once you compare them, when you're walking against each other, that it's all about when they compare each other, which one walks better, which has a better set of 4 corners, that good skin that he's looking for, that confirmation. And then in second place, currently at the minute, we got 1331, and then and then 1310 has dropped from provisional first down to provisional third. And the Gillards at 1311 has gone into 4th place, and then Lara at 1321, she's currently in 5th. This is absolutely changed all over the place.
So in Group 3, I'd like to give the results of the Wednesday pairs and groups again, who will represent the breed in the interbreeds in the pairs. Congratulations to Mr. O. Duffield. Second, Mr. L.
So again, Chris is just checking that skin, checking that confirmation on his top 2. The Browns have done a great pull to go up to the provisional first there. Jack continues on with his cracking show he's had all day. Currently in second. And then the farm family in Cannon, they've done amazing again, had a great show. Been up there. She's currently in a provisional third. So just to clarify that at the minute we have, try to read these numbers from such a distance. So in first place we currently have in provisional 1306 the Brown family. Second place we have Jack Whiteford in 1331, and in third place we also have 1330 from the Whitefords. Oh, so he's doing what he did earlier on in the day. He's letting 1 and 2 just run in next to each other. Make sure he gets that decision right. Jack's working his effort off to get their heads high on his yow. Chris is definitely thinking about this. He is not sure which one. Does he stick with his original second pull, or does he change his mind? He's having a right good look at these here. So after all that, he's still decided that he likes the 1306. He's still looking. He's still checking. Yeah, this must be so close between these top three. Tough job Chris has got today. There we go. That's him decided. So in the Australian U class, the Browns took it with 13.06. In second place was 13.31 from Jack Whiteford. And then in third place was 13.30 from the Whitefords as well. In fourth place we had 13.21 from Lara. And then the Jacksons with 13.17 was in fifth. And so the results from the last class are now popping up on your screen. And this is the class of the day, numbers wise. So this is class 638, which is the ewe lamb, which had to be born this year. And in the catalogue we've got 33 entries. And looking at who's in the ring and who's to come in the ring, we're going to be looking at close at 33. Chris is going to have such a tough job here now. So I'll just go through who's exhibiting in this class. So we've got representatives from the Barnes family, the Browns again, the Farm family again, and then we've got the Gillards, the Hardings, the Hill family, the Jacksons, A Jacksons and H Jackson. And then we've got representatives from the Jones, the Mars, the Macaulays, the Pattersons, Reeds, Roberts, Simpson, Smith, Spencer, Stanford, Whitaker, White and Whiteford. So let's hope they're wearing the right tags this time and they've all got the right numbers on them. It makes my job a lot easier. So this is the biggest class of the day. After this class we then move on to the pairs class, which is one ram, one female, and then the winner of that class is eligible for the pairs championship on Friday's show. And then after that we've got the group of 3, which is one ram and 2 females, and the winner of that class will be eligible for the group championships on Thursdays. But right now we're focusing on the ewe lambs. And I've been well informed, and I can see there's still loads to come in the ring. Trying to make their way through the crowd, forge their path through into the show ring. They don't want to miss out on this opportunity. As you can see, it shows how packed this show ring is. Number 9 show ring here today. I don't think there's much more space in this ring to fill some more people in. So, just doing a quick maths and a cross-checking on our maths. We reckon there's about 30 in the ring at the minute. And Chris is starting to look through his selection, see which one he likes, pull forward first into his first cull. Oh, first pull, I should say. He's had a cracking day. The selection of sheep here today have just been absolutely phenomenal. Chris has worked non-stop all day since 9 o'clock this morning. Well, he was here well before 9 o'clock. I think I saw him milling around about 8:30, having a coffee or a tea, ready to go. Raring to go, waiting for all the exhibitors to walk in. Like I said, judging at the Great Yorkshire is one of the career highlights. So he's just checking with the stewards to make sure that the numbers are all right. There we go, he's put his shepherd's crook down. And he's just having a look at this top of your screen. He's just working his way up that first line of his ewe lambs. So he's checking that confirmation. He's checking how good the skins are. He's doing the same checks on every single sheep, methodical. So as you can see, Chris is just working his way along that top ladder sheep, and then he'll come on to the second row. And just while he's doing that, if you ever thought about showing your sheep, and you're not sure where to start, and you're young and keen and want to have a go at it, there's plenty of young farmer clubs around the country where you can learn how to do your showmanship, how to present your sheep or cattle, and you can hone your skills there, and then you can join these guys, work for your local shows and sales, showing your sheep off the best you can. A lot of hard work gets to this point. It's not an easy job. It's all about working with your animal that you have, trying to show it the best you can, showcasing what that judge is looking for. So we're about 2.5 hours into this show now. I'd say we're about near enough halfway through. This is the last big class, and then we move on, like I mentioned earlier, we move on to the pairs, the group of threes, and then on to the championships. But right from the offset with the aged rams through, and then the ram shearlings and the ram lambs, absolute top-notch quality of sheep. And then now even onto the U classes, even incredible. So Chris has pulled his first line forward after he worked his way through all the 30 entries. And he's pulled 13 forward for his first thing. So in first provisional at the minute we've got 13.50 with Lara. And then again we've got the Whitefoods 13.50 13.63.
My thanks to our exhibitors, to Chris Johnston, our judge, and to our steward in that class. So that concludes Blueface Leicesters. Next in that ring should be the Swell
And we're just trying to see the numbers on third and fourth there. So as you can see, Chris is just working his way just quickly up that line, making sure he's happy with the lower numbers. See if he, oh, he's pulled one forward. Pulled another forward. So he's just doing a second pull at the minute. He's pulled another one forward. And there we go. So he's pulled another 5 forward there. Big part of the fabric of the Great Yorkshire show, and our huge thanks to our sponsors. Tough competition in this class, in the ULAM class today.
Has the knowledge and experience clients can trust. The company is renowned for consistently high selling rates and for regularly achieving record prices. Tenants hold over 80 sales a year.
There's the 6th one and the 7th one pulled forward there.
Specialists in their field, which are recognised throughout the country as some of the most significant to be held outside London. Today, the family are offering this award in memory of Edmund Slinger Tennant, who so loved his mashing machine.
So then, final remaining 4 there head back to the preparation area. Sadly, they didn't make it into their second hole this time, but their efforts don't go in vain. They should be really proud of themselves, what they've achieved to get to the show. It's part and parcel of the competition. Sometimes you just don't get into that next line. So he's brought forward 9 into his second pull. Not quite sure if they're in the order that he wants them in at the minute, but he'll probably let them go. I'll let them have a run around and a walk around, compare them against each other, and then we'll go from there and see which ones he's pulled forward. But for now, we'll just let him walk the lines, because he's changed his mind a few times from that first lineup to what he then pulls when he's gathered them all together. So it just shows that the whole process of the judging isn't just on how it looks when the exhibitors are holding them. So there we go. They're all free now. They'll probably go back into this corner that they've gone every single time. There you go. Lara's stopping them going into that corner. Chris is helping. And you've got Browns in there. On me, John. And they come to visit us. Look at that great shot there. You can see the uniformity across them all there. Nice lambs with good, clean, spotty colours. So provisionally at the minute, the Jacksons with 13th. No, hang on, let me get that right. So in first provision at the minute is the Browns with 1334.
So, 2 results to give you from the North Country Cheetah Ring.
And then in second provision at the minute is 1350 with the Reeds, Lara.
He found the winner for Mr. R. Williams. Second.
Then in third place we got 1333 with the Browns again. And then Jack's creeped into fourth with 1364.
Moved on then to the pair champions, 1 female, 1 male, and the winner from second, Mr. R. Williams. Third.
So there we go. He's picked out his top 4 at the minute, provisionally, but he's selecting his 5th, 6th and 7th. Quite rightly, he's taking his time. And then in 5th place we got 1353 from The Simpsons. And then 6th place we've got another entry from the Whitefords. Can't quite see the number there. But for now we'll look at that top 3 lineup. And the Browns and the Reeds competing against each other to take top spot in this class. Chris is just down at the bottom of the ring there, just making sure he's happy with his other selections. So Chris is just working his way down that line now. It's been a great show for the Browns, Reeds and the Whitefords today. The commentator at the show was saying that this class here is probably the biggest of the day. And it was 33 entries. Just shows how popular the Dutch spotted breed is. I mean, the ringside is absolutely packed. Down by where I'm, it's 3 or 4 deep. And they've been here all day since 9 o'clock, so it just shows how popular the breed is. From all ages around the ring as well.
So ring 2, it's been a busy morning, all morning now.
So again, just as he's done previously, he's let the top 2 run. He's let and as you can see on your screen there, they're walking nice and well, a good confirmation. I mean, you got a great view of what's happening in the show ring there. You can see the top 2. He's certainly making work him to pick who he wants in the class. And they certainly love that corner. They've been in there all day. All the different ones. So here we go. So has he changed his mind, or is he keeping it the same? Here's the question.
So the first result at ring 3, the first national class of the day. Mr. Wilson, locally from Harrogate, presiding.
So he's kept it the same for now. So he was right with his first choice. He thought that was correct, and he's doubled down on it. So there we go. 13.34 from the Browns takes first place. 13.50 from Lara Reid takes second, and then back to the Browns. 13.33 takes third. Jack Whiteford 13.64 takes fourth, and then Whiteford also takes fifth. So there we go. I'll update the results for you. So as you'll see on the screen coming along the ticker at the bottom, you'll see all the class results throughout the whole day from the top 3 of each class. Just a nice little reminder, if you dip in and out and you don't miss anything, you can see where we're up to and what's happening in the show. So we've had 6 classes already today, absolutely flying through it. We've just been going under 2 hours and 44 minutes live streaming, so to get through 6 classes and some big classes as well. Chris is certainly not taking any hurry. So we're now moving on to class 639. So 639 is 1 ram and 1 female, and it is open to animals that have previously entered today. So it doesn't have to be new, it can be ones from we've already seen today. And this is all about seeing uniformity across the ram and the ewe. It's hard getting it right for 1, so getting it right for 2 is to get them paired up is a hell of a challenge. And we've got 15 entries for this one. So we've got entries from the Browns, the Farm family, the Hill family, Horton, Jacksons, different Jacksons, the Marses, the Pattinsons, Reeds, Roberts, Simpson, Spencer, Stanford, Whittaker and Whiteford. So we've seen all these exhibitors before. So as you can see on the screen there, this is all about uniformity across the 2 animals together. And already looking at that, Chris has got a tough time here. And throughout the whole show we've seen quality non-stop. So they definitely don't like making Chris's job easy, that's for certain. So as you can see, Chris is just again working his way up that top. So what he's checking here is not just checking the one, he's checking them both at the exact same time, just making sure that they're both even, they've both got the same conformation, they're both matching each other the best they can.
The fifth position being taken by Miss S. Wright. The Suffolks now on with their pairs and grids, actually making our way towards more championships this morning.
Thing is, he's already seen these sheep, so he'll have an idea, but he's also got to judge it for how they are in the ring. He can't be thinking of what he's seen before. Send fresh class, start again, judge them as they are in that minute and what he likes then. So you might have some class winners in here, but if they don't match as a pair, they won't get the result. There we go. The Whiteford's, I believe, take best pair there. And that is 1379. And then in second place was 1365, which is, by the looks of it, the Browns again. And then in third place was 1375. Which 1375 was the Simpsons. And then fourth looks like it went to the Cannon Hall Farm. So we're now looking on to the group of threes. So this is one ram and 2 females, and it's an open animals previously entered in this show. So and the winner of this is eligible for the group championships tomorrow. So again, we've got 13 entries, and some of them have just kept the original 2 and brought in the second female. So can Jack do it again? Can he get the pairs and the triple? Or is somebody else going to get the triple? Because yes, Chris has to judge these as a new class altogether. I mean, there's a shot in the ring right there. It's a young one in training.
Chris Johnston, County Tyrone, find the winner, and he found it in the Elam from Mr. Ed Brown, who instantly also took 3rd position, separating his sheep.
Look at that. Start them young. They're just cracking on. So again, this is now the last class that we have before we get onto the championships. We're absolutely flying today. So once the stewards have got all the entries in, we'll crack on with class number 640, which is a group of threes. So the entries that we have in the group of 3, we've got 13 entries in this one. We've got entries from the Brown family, the Farm family, the Hill family, the Hortons, Jacksons, Mars, Pattersons, Roberts, Simpsons, Spencer, Stanfords, Whites and Whitefords. Now where's he going to go here? Is he going to make a different mind up, or is he going to put Jack again forward? But the quality across, the uniformity across these 3 sheep and every single exhibitor is quite phenomenal. The way they're all standing even. You can see on the camera there, you can see how uniform they are. What a testament for the Dutch Spotted Sheep Society. He's looking absolutely fantastic. quite lightly. Chris is just looking over every single exhibitor, checking the uniformity. Right, where's he going here? See if he goes and gets the steward to bring the rosettes. There we go. And that's it. Jack took the triple. So the group of 3 went to the Whitefords. Looks like reserve went. Well, second place went to the Browns. And the thirds went to the Cannon Hall Farm. So there we go. That's now as we do the right, that's us now on to the championships. And we'll go on to there. So we're moving on to the male ram championships now. So the age ram goes up against the shearling ram and the lamb ram. So first place in the age ram was Lara Reid, and followed by second place from the Cannon Hall Farm. And then in the shearling ram we had Jack Whiteford win first place, and then the Mrs. Mars were in second place. And then in the ram lamb class we had the Reid with Lara Reid take first place, and then the Whitefords took second place. Right, I'll come to you, John. I'm on you. Right, I'm on you to get a nice shot. So, John's going to follow the judge around as he makes his decision. Who's he going to go for? Is he going to go for the aged ram, the shearling ram, or the lamb ram? So remember, this is the first time Chris has seen all these 6 together. So it's always good to remember that the championship is a new class. Just because they've won the class doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win the championship. So the exhibitors here are working their socks off to show their rams off in the best way. So he's just currently looking at Jack's shearling. He was looking at Jack's shearing lamb, and now he's looking at the aged ram at the minute. And now he's working over to the ram lamb. He just seems to be looking at these top 3. Just checking how alert they are. Which way is he going to go? He keeps going back to that aged ram. And there we go. The aged ram takes it from the Reids. And then customary, because the aged ram won, second place now comes up to get reserve, to compete for reserve. So that was so the champion was 1-2-4-1 from the Reids. And it was the first class winner of the day. Which way is he going? He's looking at that shearing ram against the aged second placed aged ram. There we go. Shailin Ram takes reserve. There you go. So your first place champion, male champion today is 1241 from the Reeds, and the reserve male champion is 1256 from the Whitefords. Both amazing achievements from them two. We did say at the beginning it'll be between the Reeds and the Whitefords for the male championships. So now they'll be put away for their overall. So they're just in the little pen on the corner, and we'll bring in the ewes. So again, it'll be the aged ewe up against the Shailin ewe and the ewe lamb. So in the aged ewe class, first place was 1301 from the Simpsons, and second place was 1303 from the Whitefords. In the Shailin ewe class, first place was 1306 from the Browns, and second place was 1331 from the Whitefords. In the ewe lamb class, first place was 1334 from the Browns, and second place was 1350 from the Reeds. So we're just waiting for them to come into the ring. So I can see the ewes are just trying to fight their way through into the ring there. So busy round here today, which is fantastic. So here we go. So again, closest to your screen is going to be the aged ewe, and then in the middle is your Shailin ewe, and then the far away from you at the minute is your ewe lamb. So that's your first places. Your second places are just coming into the ring now. So there you go, as you can see in your feed. Chris is just having that look at the lamb, the Shailin and the aged ewe. And again, as we said before, this is the first time we've seen all three against each other. And it is a new class, even though it's a championship, it is a new class, so you can pick whichever one you want. Interesting here, he's having a look at the second place ones as well. When it was the Ram Championships, he was just looking at that top 3. But he's looking at all 6 here. So he's looking at the age Yao from The Simpsons, which is 1301. Now he's looking at the Shailin Yao, which is 1334 from the Browns. Now he's looking at that Ulam that he liked, again from the Browns, which is 1334. So again, he's just checking the alertness. So you can tell he's had a great day. He's loved this. Probably taking his time because he doesn't want it to end. Which way is he going to go? So there we go. He picked his Shailin Yu as his champion female, which was 1306 from the Browns. Oh, he's having the right decision here. He can't decide between the two, so he wants to see them compared against each other. There he goes. He's going, pick me there. Where's he going? Is he going with the Shailin second place, or is he going with the Ulam? If they can catch him, that's the next challenge.
Many thanks to Suzanne Meikle coming down from West Lothian. I hope you enjoyed your day and the rest of your day here at the Great Yorkshire Show.
There you go, rounded him up. Which way is he going? There you go, he goes with the Ulam. And that was, and the Ulam was from the Browns, and it was 1334. there we go. The Browns took both female champion and reserve champion, and now we go on to the absolute cream of the crop, the overall champion. So is he going with his age ram, or is he going with his Sheila New? He really did like that aged ram. He also loves that Sheila New. So he's having a good look at all four here. There we go. Sheila New takes overall champion. So who's he going to pick for his reserve here? Oh, he's having a word with the steward. I'm allowed to pick them both, he's probably asking. There you go. Amazing. And his aged ram champion takes reserve champion overall. Well done to the Brown family, and well done to the Reeds. So as you can see on your screen, the judge is just chatting to his champion and his reserve champion. As you can see, we whittled 159 entries down to just one to take the Great Yorkshire Show champion of the Dutch Spotted Sheep Society. And that went to his Sheila New from the Browns. So just as we wrap up now, and Wayne gets his photographs that he needs, I just want to thank you for watching along with us today at the Great Yorkshire Show. It's been a fantastic show, and once again the Browns with his Sheila New takes overall champion, and Reeds with their age ram takes reserve overall. And check out on the socials to see how they got on with the pairs and group of three. They go on to interbreeds, and then also the champions from here go on to interbreeds. So keep an eye on the socials and see how they do. And we're going to be back with you on Monday when we're at the Royal Welsh, which is also the Society's national show. So we look forward to seeing you there. Just want to say a quick thank you to Rachel and Gemma and Penny for all the help in the preparation of the live stream. Penny's been making us sure that we're on right with the clash results, keeping us all up to date. Thanks to John in the ring, giving us all the cracking shots. I've been Alistair Hurd, and this has been a Herd's Media production for the Dutch Spotted Sheep Society. And we'll see you at the Royal Welsh show on Monday. It's our national show, so it'll be a hell of a show with some of the best in the country are there, and we can't wait to see you there. See you there.